Welcome back to What Arty Noobs for General Disturbance. This is the Strv 1030. It's a Tier 9 Swedish tank destroyer. It's located on the north spawn of Prokhorovka, and it's under the command of SalvoFired of the 335th clan. Now, equipment wise, we can't see anything, but I'm sure he'll inform us in the comments. Now, this tank fires standard APCR. In fact, it's the only tank at Tier 9 that does fire standard APCR. Now, according to this, it does 390 alpha off a 105mm gun, 288mm of pen with a 1,517 meters per second. So it's point and shoot, unless, of course, the target's moving very fast across our track. With the premium rounds, it's actually 330mm of pen. And looks like we're going to be the first one to get up into the position. And the tree's been knocked down to give us a bit of help. Very nice. That was the T-34 helping out there. But I get the feeling... yeah, I think he wanted that position for himself, actually. Okay, T-30, the other side of the ridgeline, in fact, other side of the battlefield. Feels like the T-34 is trying to muscle in on us. Or is it him or is it somebody else? Oh, it's a Borsig trying to muscle in. He's trying to shoot past us. There's the T-34. We're looking at a setter who's moving very quickly across the battlefield. Here he comes. One shot. He's out the game. So that's the first kill of the game. Standard reload, 8.25 seconds. He's got 7.16. Got a tree at the other end of the battlefield. Got a nice little shot into him. It's a low roll for the 361. And he goes down. I don't think we got any hit points off the second shell. And now the Borsig is trying to muscle in. Which, of course, SalvoFired does not appreciate. But I think under these circumstances, sometimes if you have got a really good position, your teammates might want it as well. But it's courteous not to try and force somebody out of their position once they've got there first. Okay, so he moved the view up to try and get an auto aim. I wouldn't use the auto aim at this range on that particular target because if he drops below the ridgeline, the shell's going to hit the dirt. Well, scores are still even. Oh, not anymore. I spoke too soon. We're one down on the enemy. That was a nice shot. That looked to be very accurate and hit the IS turret. Now, there were 10 prototypes of the O series tanks, all designed by Sven Berge, I think is the name of the guy. And they all differ from the production version from weaker armor or the engine. They were used as the basics for the Strv 103A originally, and then the 103B afterwards. This tank actually shares the top gun with the 103B, the 105mm, and it's a vast improvement over the Units 03, which is the Tier 8 Swedish IKEA tank. It's a bit of a joke, the IKEA, isn't it? Flat pack tank. It's quite an interesting tank when you actually see one, you're alongside one, and you realise how flat they are, but how short they are as well. They're not much higher than a standard ordinary man. You can clamber on top of one. Just need to get your feet into the tracks and whip yourself over the top. The enemy are advancing on the east side of the map. It looks like our Leopard prototype is falling back from the railway line. I hope he's not going to disappear and leave us to it. But it looks like we're going to have to do defensive work all the way over here. That Stug, or Stug, STG, didn't realise how exposed he was in that position. I think that's where the end of the railway wagons are. But at this distance, the shells will normally fly fairly straight towards the target. Okay, we've got a Sharp Future 4 turned up over the other side of the railway line. That could become a danger. Oh, he's been joined. A Challenger's now appeared. So much temptation to shoot at these guys over here. The only ones exposed at the moment. Oh, T-32. Well, it hit the tracks. Oh, now somebody fired back. The T-32 fired back with a 90mm. I think it was more than a 90mm. Now, this thing doesn't have much armor. 14mm at the front, 30 at the sides and the rear. So, but it's the angle at which it strikes the armor. If the armor hits the armor, if the shell hits the armor at the right angle, and has got an overmatch, that's the shell caliber is more than 3 times the caliber of the thickness of the armor, then it should penetrate straight through. Nice shot! Takes out the charioteer to the south. Looking at these guys really aren't making a move. They're still on the other side of the railway line. We need to be careful about the Challenger and the Sharp Future because they can rush us. To the south, that Indian Panzer didn't penetrate. Must have hit either the tracks or it bounced off the angled turret. Well, it's not angled, but it's curved metal. Now, he's constantly turning, not knowing which way to go. And he gets a nice shot into the Scorpion, a low roll, but only 389. So do another. Yes, and gets the kill. That's his third. We're down to just 4 tanks left on our team now. We've got a shot there, but the Sharp Future is the one that's moving up. He takes a round. And we get 378 off that. It's another low roll. He is a one-shot now, that Shah. We should try and get rid of him. Okay, we've gone unspotted. Okay, he's gone into the siege mode. And T-32's first. And he does get a hit. The high roll for 399. Chopper's the other side, I think, but he can still do damage on that one. If he can get it through between the tracks. I think he's got the tracks in the way. But he can hit the 45 TP. And he does. And it's a low roll, 380. Go for the kill shot. You know, he's worried about what that Challenger might do next. 45 TP. Yes! Kill! That's his 4th. T-32 next. Got to pay back that guy because he hit us. Challenger managed to get around on us. We might as well do him as well. But kill the T-32 first. Yes! 5th kill. He's racking them up rapidly. Chopper, can he get a kill shot? No. He's right on the edge of the railway line on the other side. We're trying to get the shot to go between the railway tracks. And the Stug goes down, or the STG goes down. That would have been nice because that would have been the top gun. Then now it's 4 versus 3. The enemy has lost a huge number of tanks in a very short period of time. And now they're reeling. In fact, SalvoFired's decided he's not going to sit around and wait. He's going to go and get them. And I must admit, I have done this with the Strv S1. You just drive up to the enemy and shoot him in the side. You don't even need to go into siege mode. You just shoot them at point blank range. And they can't. It doesn't miss. There you go. Top gun. Now he only needs to go up on top of the railway line and go to siege mode and turn to face that chopper. Hello, Mr. Chopper. You're next. That's 7 kills. 1 more left. It's the Indian Panzer. Now he's on the other side of the battlefield, but I think the team are happy. In fact, they just got him, which means that this is a victory for SalvoFired. Well, he did get a bit chopped up in that battle. You can see from the scars on the top of his tank where the shells had actually carved through the armor. He got a first-class tanker out of that game, SalvoFired, and he also got a duelist for taking down 2 tanks who damaged him, and a 5 for effect for doing more damage than the hit points of his own vehicle. And on top of all that, he got a top gun for getting at least 6 kills. In fact, he ended up with 7, 1 short of getting his Radley Waters. It would have been nice if the team had actually left that Indian Panzer for him to kill, because then he would have got the Radleys, because he was instrumental in saving that team and winning this game. 4,793 was the win 8, which is Super Unicum standard. Let's have a look at team score. Well, we can see he didn't get the highest damage. That went to the Borsig. The guy was a bit of a pain in the neck. Got the high caliber for 4,680 hit points of damage, and he was still alive at the end of the game. Second highest damage was SalvoFired with 4,030. And in third place, it was in fact the Sharpview 204 on the enemy team with 3,282. When it came to kills, though, it was SalvoFired. 7 kills, 1 short of that Radley's. 4 kills went to the Borsig, 2 kills went to the A Phase 1 on our team, and the Sharpview 204 and Scorpion G on the enemy team. And we should actually, yes, we did mention that the Borsig got the high caliber. And when it came to base XP, we can see it was the Borsig who got it this time. 1,207 went to him. 1,021 went to the Leopard prototype. But sadly, SalvoFired missed out by just 20 experience points. He got 980. It was just below the 1,000 mark. They were the only 2 who managed to make it over 1,000. He fired 24 shots in that game, got 17 direct hits and 15 penetrations, 4,030 hit points of damage, of which 3,370 were at more than 300 meters. He received 4 hits from the enemy, only, 3 of which penetrated because they hit the top armor and they overmatched it, 1 non-penetration, and 11 enemy vehicles damaged, 7 killed, 698 hit points of damage assistance. On a premium count, he actually made 9,601 credits profit from the game, and he also took away 8,085 experience points, including 6,615 from a mission completion. So a very good game for SalvoFired. A bit annoying towards the start where the Borsig was trying to muscle in, but actually the Borsig was as good a player as SalvoFired was. So and between them, they were capable of winning the game for their team. And it's a good thing that the Borsig did actually leave and go elsewhere. Rather than keep pressuring somebody, if you're annoying them, all it's going to do is wind them up. As we saw in the previous game, if you saw that one, the T28 game, somebody kept annoying, or VK3001P, kept on getting in front of our player, Provo Bob, and if Provo Bob had fired at the wrong moment, he might have shot into the side of his teammate, and that would have disqualified him from a high caliber. So if you ever get to that sort of situation where you've got an annoying player on your own team who keeps doing something which actually causes you to lose a medal, better to leave them where they are and go elsewhere and avoid being caught out by them going in front of you or causing you to do team damage. I hope you enjoyed this replay. If you did, please give this video a like. and thank you for watching.